Hey guys, we're sitting out here about to get into May and wanted to do a quick little recap of what's been going on there in April. We've been continuously monitoring our analogic products there. When we need to put the blocks out, we do so on our feeding stations there. The deer have been hitting those things very well. On a lot of different pieces of property that we run cattle on, I've got the cattle panel around those feeding stations that work very well, and those are the two primary ones that we're using in those stations. And then we've got our analogic jack. Just add corn with the 2 bags of corn to the 1 bag mixture there we're running, for the health of the herd, along with some antler growth. And then as we progress into the May, we're doing a little more fertilizer for our smaller plots. We're using that 10-10-10 stuff, just kind of an all-purpose fertilizer. On our bigger plots, we're starting to use a lot of these soil samples from Analogic. They're running about 14, I think 14-15 bucks on, but they definitely save a lot of money in the long run with frustration, as well as the knowledge base of knowing this particular food plot is going to need this kind of nutrients compared to your other ones there. So it's definitely worth the 14-15 bucks to get that established and move forward. But for these smaller ones, we do use the 10-10-10, especially on our clover plots, just using our hand spreader there. Another big thing that we're using that I picked up this year is this electric, it's a 40-volt lithium. It's basically an extended chainsaw there. You can get up there and cut your limbs. It's a really good time, to start walking through some of your tree stands. You got some of your leaf, that are coming out here. They should be fully developed, throughout the month of May, and it should produce a pretty good time where you can, not only establish those tree stand locations, but you can also get your shooting lanes cleared out. That way, for come September, October, whenever your guys' season starts up, you've already got those lanes established. You're moving in there, July, August time period, or even September, putting your tree stands up there, making sure everything's, good to go there, and you'll already have your shooting lanes with minimal disturbance inside those pieces of property. So the other item I wanted to touch on there is what you're seeing. Any of those Browning trail camera videos that you guys see at the ends or during these videos, that is what I use, is the BoneView SD card reader. They got Androids, Apple products. I've done a lot of giveaways with them. They got an assortment of accessories there, but that BoneView card reader is definitely the one I'll be picking up right now. You're starting to get into your time period in May into that June, where you're going to start seeing some of those fawns drop. As I was coming out here to check this particular fruit plot out, I saw a coyote come up through here. It had a real pretty coat on him. I just kind of enjoyed watching him. I didn't really have a good shot opportunity at him, but for the most part, I like to trap those animals, so we'll keep him around until upcoming trapping season and move on, throughout there. But that kind of leads me into our turkey season. We've actually had a phenomenal turkey season, although I just haven't harvested a bird. I absolutely love to hunt those animals with archery gear. We've got the guillotine broadhead. I've had, I think, 3 or 4 encounters of birds, if not 1, 2 or 3 birds within 15 to 17 yards, right on top of me. Just haven't felt the need to harvest a bird yet. I've been kind of working with our neighbors here on these particular pieces of property. Got a pretty good trapping management scheme going on there with both the raccoons, bobcats, and the coyotes, and try to manage as I see needed. And we've started seeing a lot of our numbers coming up. Habitat's another big thing for those turkeys. So if you are after the management aspect of things, both turkeys and deer can benefit from coming through there. And you can kind of see back in here where you've got a lot of your undergrowth, but the deer and turkeys can still get in. That's a pretty good situation if you're seeing that. you know, it could be cleared out a little bit better, but that's still pretty good. You know, those turkeys and deer, fawns, they can get in and out of there, produce some pretty good area cover wise, and you know, it just works out very well for all wildlife doing that. The other item I do want to touch on is you know, getting out there, researching some new products. You know, maybe you've had some items there that you've wanted to pick up, but just you know, didn't feel like you could at that point in time. You know, during the off season, you know, there's going to be some people that they're going to need to sell some products. You know, whether they're wanting to upgrade or they're, you know, needing the money for some other reason. It's definitely a good time to get out there and do your research, figure out, you know, what you've wanted or what you have been wanting, and pick some of those products up for a pretty decent price. You know, one item that I had been using for a long time is those Vortex binoculars, and I've been rolling with a separate, I think it was a Bushnell rangefinder, and I debated, well, do I buy another Vortex rangefinder or do I go a different avenue? And through the process, I actually found these Furry HD 5000s from Vortex that are got the rangefinder and binocular combination, and those things have really helped out archery hunting, rifle hunting, you know it, you name it. You know, it's kind of an all-in-one there. I use the Rogue fishing thing right there to keep those binoculars, so when I'm in the tree stand, you know, I'm able to glass as need be. But I also have that clip, so when I'm hopping up on one of these redneck vines, don't necessarily need this pouch. I can just have it hands-free, be able to move and look as need be, and that works out very well as a good setup. Maybe something to think about. The one other item when it comes to picking up some new stuff is I got a one of those bog death pods or death grip. Now, it's a tripod. I particularly pick this thing up. We've got some youth that are coming up in our family that I wanted to make sure, you know, had the ability to get out there and do some shooting when they felt ready. We had a 4-year-old come out and shoot a 22 for the first time. Really enjoyed that. You know, that initial shot, I think, kind of scared her a little bit, but she came right back in there and was ready to shoot again. And then we had a 5-year-old that will be turning 6 come next June, and he'll be ready for Missouri's youth season come this year. So we've been trying to work with him going through there. And on that particular topic, the thing that I've figured out is starting them out kind of small, you know, with the 22, maybe open sights or scope. I don't think that necessarily matters, but just getting them familiar with the weapon, and then from there, and we space this out. I'm going to say probably 6-7 months. You know, every couple months. You know, he came in and shot the 22. Then we moved him up to a 223 a couple months later, and then last weekend we were actually able to get him with the 308 on the using the death grip, and he pulled the trigger at 100 yards and was within an inch of that bullseye. Just extremely proud, you know, that they're looking to get into the sport of hunting, you know, and they're taking initiative there, looking forward to it, and that's worked out very well. So if you guys are looking to get some youth involved in hunting, you know, that may be a good avenue to look into. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of other videos you guys could reference, but just want to briefly touch on something like that. You know, if you were kind of at that stage in life or you knew somebody that was. So we're going to continue on through I think May 9th, Missouri's the end of Missouri's turkey season. So we got a little bit longer. I'm going to hunt a couple more times. Definitely check in with the neighbors, manage the birds, you know, accordingly, and we're going to see, you know, if I feel that I'm able to harvest a bird and not do a whole lot of damage to our population, then I'll probably do so. If not, I'll definitely enjoy taking those pictures and sharing them with you guys as I can. So we'll leave you guys at that. I hope you guys are getting out there in nature, staying safe, and it's going to be Mother's Day before too long. So for all the mothers out there, happy early Mother's Day, and hopefully you guys are getting out there preparing for the upcoming season. And like always, good luck on your guys' upcoming hunting and fishing season.